This is an instrument that Crimson Guitars custom shop. We're in the process of building, and it's absolutely fantastic and it's fun. We paid somebody who is a professional to do the Lichtenberg design that you can see, that is electrocuting wood with high voltage. It's incredibly dangerous. This process kills people every single year. Don't do it at home. Just don't do it at home, okay? I then stained it on video, link below. I now need to fill a few gaps. And I'm going to do that with something a little bit non-standard and fun. I have been trying to figure out how to get my son's current favorite tool into use in the workshop. It is a hot glue gun. Okay, so this is more than just a hot glue gun, Wood Repair Pro kit, and we've got a bunch of different, it's mainly sold as for filling wood with wood-coloured, well, glue. It's a knot filler. You've got various different colours, including oak and gold and, hold on, yeah, the silver. The silver, I wish we had copper, but it is not a thing. Everywhere from white to pine to ash, and I love that because it looks like resin, etc. And I saw this and thought, hey, this could actually save us some time. The amount of time spent individually filling with dust and glue or with coloured super glue, various knots and cracks, etc. in an instrument, especially when you've got something as, you know, knotty as this. The issue is not filling it, the issue is going back afterwards. With super glue, you've got a hardened glue bump, and your sandpaper wants to go over that bump, and it tends to sand down below the level of the top on either side if you're not very, very careful. Well, this stuff doesn't do that. Now, I actually am going to run a test first on this wood with this stain, etc. Fingers crossed. So from 120 to 230. On the silver one, you can't go up to the full temperature, but yeah, on everything else, it's all good. And this isn't a sponsored video. This is purely me thinking, hey, there is such a thing as a professional quality hot glue gun. Specifically in our school, Crimson Guitars School of Luthiery, we teach hundreds of people a year how to build guitars. The amount of people that come through and fill small voids with resin, and you've got 24 hours to wait for this stuff to cure, and sometimes it doesn't, you know, it's cloudy or got bubbles, or it doesn't fully cure. It's one of those things. This, in seconds, you've filled a void. Well, that's actually why I wanted it, to save time for our students. If you're building a guitar over 5 days, the last thing you want to do is spend 2 of them waiting to for some resin to cure, etc. All right, and here's our test piece. Here's my gun. What's this fun bit of metal? I have a heat sink. It heated up in seconds. Take your heat sink, squish it in, and that's cured now. Isn't that amazing? With the professional kit, you've got this blade, which is going to be fun to sharpen. My only worry is that I've got stained wood here, and I don't particularly want to scratch it too much. So I might actually use a chisel that I've sharpened, which is even sharper, but essentially, you take the excess away, trim it down, and we've got an almost invisible fill. Once you sand that down, if you're going onto raw timber, it's just perfect. So yeah, that's scratching a little bit. So on the guitar itself, I'm going to have to do something else. But well, let's go again with this gap. Heatsink, squishes it in and cures it. Sharp chisel, sharpish chisel. So apparently in this glue there's fairly high solids, and it's not just plastic, it's not just tinted plastic that we're pumping into our cavities here. There we go. Yeah, that works. So for the purposes of the guitar that I'm doing, I'm filling the grain with black. I've made some of the scratches there are from that tool. I can then go through with a 800 grit wet and dry paper, something like that, reapply a little bit of stain, and I've filled the cavities. It's black, it's attractive, and it's taken a fraction of the time that doing the same thing with tinted super glue would. And essentially, what's super glue? Yeah, it's basically a plastic. Same thing, far, far quicker. And in a production setting, well, I'm a fan. The temptation to stick that up my nose and just spooge was actually there. Intrusive thoughts, people. Don't do glue. Okay, so just for fun, we're going to go on some just raw wood. Okay, there we go. Squish it in. Done. Yeah, if you actually cut it, what you guys couldn't see was that Sam and Matt were here, because this is going to save huge amounts of time for you. What do you think? What do you think? Genuinely.
How hard is it?
It's very tough. It's high solids. Matt, just...
I think it's going to save lots of time.
Lots of time. I mean, lots of time is not precise enough. Bags and bags and oodles. Bucket loads of time. It's like Richard Feynman, I think, who decided to stop. I think he only ate chocolate ice cream, and he calculated that over his life, through only deciding to eat chocolate ice cream, he didn't lose any time making decisions, and he saved like 1.5 years of decision-making time.
Pretty well, to be fair.
Pretty well. Pretty
Very well. Amazing.
All right, so Matt,
You don't get the stupid dips that you get with super glue and sand around it.
that is the issue. You spend your a large part of your day filling tiny gaps in a guitar with copper. Actually, look, so that's spooged all the way through to the other side with some of those cracks. So it's got a thing, and I'm not on the full temperature here either. Yep, that looks good. I wanted to see what it would look like under finish. Come on. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have put the stain on first. I did that because we were originally thinking about using the super glue, and that would have sealed it so we couldn't stain. So that's the reasoning here. Anyway, look, scintillating video. Sorry, guys. This is what life is like at Crimson Guitars. You know, an hour and 5 minutes after everybody was supposed to go home, we're still here geeking out about how to make guitars better and more efficiently. Oh, and here we go. I'm just going to start work straight on the guitar, because why not? Hey. I love how quick this is. I suppose it would be a little bit more difficult on something that doesn't have a flat surface. So it's not sticking on the surface where the stain was. So there may be a slight tactical error on my part here, because it's not going to be sticking inside the cavities that have got stain on them either. I wish I'd known about this before I started the staining process. Yeah, it's better on raw. better on raw wood, but it is still filling and doing the job. No sanding, no nothing. Nothing, I tell ya. There you go, you can see actually. So those are the bits there. I've just filled that. There's a little bit of a gap there where I must have pulled some out. Genuinely, this is amazing. Yeah, woodworksupply.co.uk, check them out. They're friends of the company. This has not been a sponsored poster in any way. It's just a cool product that I think that you need to have. But if you've been waiting for a new video for a while, I've had to take some time off the last couple of weeks to de-stress, shall we say. My cup runneth over with tension, and I've been trying to film this video for about 3 weeks now, and yeah, well, we're finally here, so there we go. Normal service shall resume now, with lots of builds being finished, lots of projects happening, and a bunch of new stuff happening as well. So yeah, cool. We're back. I'm back. Tell you what. Okay, I've got an overhead camera. I am going to, anyone that's ever filled a burl top like this with super glue or resin, etc., you'll know how long this process takes. I am going to, we're going to move to the overhead camera, and the editor's going to put a timer in the thing with the real time, how long this is going to take. Stop, reset, yeah, we're all zeros. Okay, come on then. And I've just lost like 10 seconds. Already 15 seconds behind. Well, let's go. So see how easy that is. Okay, so that bit, it's not actually sticking to the resin, so I'm going to have to go in with super glue for that. That's interesting. Hold on. We are sitting at a grand total of 8 minutes. Well, 8 minutes 31 seconds. Obviously I wasted 15 seconds. It's taken me 8 minutes in total to fill every single one of those cavities, and I haven't completely forgotten those ones on the end. Hold on, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Matt, how long do you think that job would have taken if we had been filling with super glue and then having to sand down that super glue and then having to restain all of the bits that we'd sanded through and try and re-flatten?
At least an hour, if not more.
Matt says I have just saved at least an hour of work, and I seem to think, well, he says if not more, I personally think it would have taken at least twice that. Now, it's not perfect. There are still some pinholes. Let's have a quick look, shall we? So there's a pinhole I can actually only just see from this angle. From the top, I didn't see that. So I'm gonna go back in and just have a little look. But all of those gaping giant chasms There's the one in the epoxy that won't stick to the epoxy, so that's interesting. As I said just now, all of those big old gaping holes, they are gone. I can only see some of these holes from oblique angles. There's a couple there, and I couldn't see that one earlier. But it takes no time at all.
Yeah.
Pure magic.
Time saver.
This is an example of something that we're doing. This whole guitar is full of bird's eye and burls and cracks and crevices and things, and it's a look that we love. And you know, this is a Crimson custom guitar. We build guitars using all sorts of materials that most people don't think are suitable, or that many people don't think are suitable or attractive, and we love them. If they had a copper version of this,
then I would have used it.
Then you would have used it.
Yeah.
There we go. Anyway, look, this has turned into a bit of a love-in. I really, really do love this product. It is going to save us in the studio here hours and hours and hours a month. I can't even start to think about how much time it's going to save our students in the school. Thank you very much to Wood Repair by Bow Consult AS, woodrepair.dk apparently. Yeah, no comment. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, and go and build some guitars, or come and build some guitars with Crimson Guitars, because hey, you deserve it. And yeah, we would like to meet you in person. Got some more smooging to do. Bye-bye. Ooh. Yeah, you see those ones that aren't filling, again, I think there's resin in the bottom, so there's going to be a few things to deal with afterwards, but that's all good.